What if the reason you don't trust yourself today has nothing to do with you? What if someone spent years teaching you that your memories were wrong, your feelings were wrong, and eventually, that you were wrong? And what if that person was your own mother? Maybe she never screamed. Maybe she never hit you. Maybe everyone around you thought she was a wonderful parent, but somehow you grew up questioning your own memory, your own emotions, your own reality. Gaslighting doesn't always look like abuse. Sometimes it sounds like you're imagining things. That never happened. You're too sensitive. After hearing those words enough times, you stop arguing. You stop explaining. You stop trusting yourself. You start believing maybe you're the problem. But what if you're not? You remember things that happened, the words, the tone, the look on her face. But every time you brought it up, the story changed. That's not what I said. You're remembering it wrong. Eventually, you stopped trusting your own memory altogether. You learned that reality wasn't what you experienced. Reality was whatever she said it was. Whenever something hurt you, you tried to speak up. But instead of listening, she dismissed it. Can't you take a joke? Stop being dramatic. The conversation was never about your pain. It became about your reaction to the pain. So you stopped asking, "Why am I hurt?" and started asking, "Am I even allowed to feel hurt?" Love felt unpredictable. One day she made you feel chosen. Then the warmth disappeared without warning, and nobody explained why. So you adapted. You learned to study her moods, to read her face before speaking, to sense tension before anyone said a word. You became an expert at emotional survival, not because you wanted to, but because you had to. Without realizing it, love stopped feeling safe. It started feeling conditional. No matter what happened, you somehow ended up apologizing, even when you were hurt, even when you weren't the one who caused the problem. Saying sorry became easier than defending yourself. You were compared constantly to a cousin, a sibling, someone who was always smarter, kinder, more successful. Over time, you stopped measuring yourself by your own progress. You measured yourself against everyone else. Then there was the silence. Not space to cool down. Punishment. She wouldn't yell or explain. She would simply shut you out. And the worst part wasn't the silence itself. It was that you found yourself apologizing just to make it end. And the responsibility. If she was angry, you felt guilty. If she was upset, you searched for what you did wrong. You learned to manage her moods before you ever learned how to manage your own. These things don't stay in childhood. They follow you into friendships, into relationships, into every difficult conversation. You second-guess yourself. You apologize too quickly. You struggle to trust your instincts. And sometimes you don't even know why. Maybe the hardest truth isn't what happened. Maybe it's realizing how much of your life was shaped by it, the relationships you stayed in, the opportunities you talked yourself out of, the moments you blamed yourself for things that were never your fault. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. And if 3 or more of these signs hit home, comment the one that affected you the most. Because sometimes healing starts with a single realization. You weren't imagining it, you weren't overreacting, and maybe for the first time in a long time, you can start trusting yourself again.